Hopefully I'm back. I did just try and do a stream and you missed a load of what I was saying, which is typical. So I'll have to have a look at that. So yeah, back painting these. These were my test models for my army. Let me see if I can just bring that in. Yeah, so very poppy, very bright, but took quite a while to paint. There's a lot of detail on Gene Stealers, like I said before. So I'm just trying to figure out a scheme to speed that up a bit. And maybe that previous scheme is probably a bit too poppy. Let's do this. Yeah, so Gene Stealers should probably be a bit... Oh, splurged. A bit more grim dark, a bit more grim and gritty, so... So some red shotgun shells, because everyone knows that shotgun shells are always red. Oh yeah. Let's get some blue in his lenses. This guy's come together quite quick. I think this might have some legs. This way of doing this army. Yeah, I think it would work quite well for Gene Stealers because, like I say, they are so super detailed that you can really get bogged down. If I wanted to even remotely think about attempting Golden Demon or any sort of display or high level paint job, I definitely wouldn't use this method. I'd do traditional brush. But for getting an army to the tabletop and looking okay, then yeah, this will work for me, I think. The only other thing I'll do is once I've finished all these, so this is the first one I did earlier. Once I've finished the whole lot, I'll use of this probably AK Rust Wash, just lightly dab a bit on the armor panels, just to add a little bit more depth to them. But otherwise, and the base. But the base, where's my test model? I just put a light color on the base, like a grey, and then just with some thinned washes. I've got some green wash over here. Just wash that and just make it look a bit mossy and muddy. Very quick and easy. And then a dark grey for the base on those because reasons. What's Instagram saying? Not a lot. Nothing to do with me. And on my computer's telling me some shit. OBS Studio. What's it saying? OBS Studio reconnection successful. Okay, so what no, just do your stuff. Yeah, I'm working out some serious bugs with this. I should probably have had a bit more of a practice with this streaming malarkey. So I've done it for some computer games in the past. I did a 36-hour stream for charity, me and a few buddies, and that was fun. But I haven't really done it since. So I've adapted that setup to try and capture some mini painting, but I definitely need to work on that main painting camera and what I'm going to do with that. I think the webcam angle, but I'm quite happy with that. I don't know what you guys think of the backdrop, if anything. It's just paint, my cabinet, and my shelf of doom, with all my unpainted grey and supplies and little 3D printer for doing other little projects. Let's get some of the grey on those cables, give them a bit more definition. Yeah, you know what? Grimdark, but okay. So a little bit of rust, like I say, from that AK wash. And a matte varnish, but they work. I can live with that. It needs a bit more black on the glove. Let's just define that. Make sure that looks different from everything else. Same as his fingers on the gun. I wonder if I can get a bit of that brown around that pump action. Because who doesn't love a sawn off pump action shotgun? Hoorah. Yeah, we'll get some rust effect on that white armour. Excuse me while I shot there, but I think that'll work. Compared to that one, I don't know. Not a lot in it. A bit darker maybe, with the grey overbrush compared to the Zenithal, but the definition does look a bit better. So yeah, let's carry on. Let's try and do one more tonight, and then I'll probably call it a night, and then and hopefully in a couple of days' time I can really get stuck into some of this. One of the other models I do like the look of, I'll have to just confirm which one it is, but it's either a grey or a white prime, and then a coat in the new null oil. Because it's so light, it really sits in the recesses quite well. So yeah, number 15, white base, null oil, and then a quick dry brush of white. So it's just really the deepest, this one, really the deepest recesses, and everything else is quite bright, so that will make colours pop. So, and that's quite quick, but I'd like to see, I don't know if I can, I don't think any of the schemes will work without the dry brush. You need to bring those highlights back, but that can be very quick. So, but yeah, I high hopes for this one. Right, anyway, number 3. What does number 3 look like in the book? Number 3, black base, mid-grey, overbrush, white dry brush. Okay, so this is a slightly different shade of grey to number 2. I will have to double check. I should have the recipe somewhere, but yeah, let's get some paint on this guy. Chat disconnected. Please wait successfully. Okay, we are connected. Is anybody watching? Is there anyone out there? If there is, say hello. I haven't rejoined the Discord, but I have set up a Discord, so normally I will be online and chatting on that as well. I've just got a bit more setting up to do, really. But yeah, it'd be nice to just sit and chat with people, see what they think about everything. So I only really play 40k. Happy to chat about anything. Only been painting probably nearly 3 years now, after a very long period without painting. Like a lot of people found it in lockdown as a great extra thing to do, and a great stress reliever, and I've been leaning into that side of it quite a lot, as well as getting completely obsessed with anything shiny and new released. But who doesn't do that? Everyone likes shiny new models. Hopefully everyone who wanted a Leviathan box was able to pick one up. I managed to get one a third party store. I didn't try the GW web store, and from what I see they've now sold out earlier on this evening or this afternoon, so hopefully everyone managed to get one. I'm actually kind of hoping I picked up 2, because then I can keep the additional models, split out the book and things that I don't need or want, and put together a couple of decent armies. I'm really looking forward to doing Space Marines, actually, because I've been massively against them for a long time, because well, for no good reason really. But I painted up this Flamestorm Aggressor in Fist colours quite quickly, actually, about 45 minutes for him, which I suppose is a long time, but when you're figuring out a scheme, it's not too bad. So leaning into airbrush for getting the yellow down, because that's a lot easier, and then just picking up on a few details. So I'm looking forward to painting a whole army with that. But I'm going to look at Vince Vitrella, his latest video on the Grimdark Terminator, because I really like that aesthetic. So I'm probably going to copy that, but with the Fists colours instead of the Ultramarines. So using some AK Interactive Streaking Grow, because I've still got some of that. I use that quite heavily in my tower as well. Hopefully, oof, what have I got there? Quarter of a bottle. Hopefully I've got enough to get the Space Marines done, but if not, I'll have to pick up another bottle. Just get a bit more white on the palette and see if I can get this guy done this evening. Excuse me, I need to mix this better. This is terrible. So, who doesn't like to pretend in a cave for a bit of background music? What have I got? This voice changer program. Comes with loads of voice changer options. Let's turn the background off.
Enable, and now I sound like a demon. But not really. But yeah, that's fun. Do some voiceover stuff with this.
Let's disable that though. And those two, and let's go and sit in a cave. In fact, hear myself, that's better. So I didn't think when I first started streaming this tonight that I'd want to hear my own voice, but actually, for some reason I like the sound of my own voice. I guess I must if I'm starting to stream anyway. Yeah, so actually being able to hear myself in my headset seems to make it a bit easier for me for some reason. So I'm pretty lucky with the sort of space I've got. You guys can see some of my setup, and if you go on my Instagram page you can see a little bit more of it. So these paint racks I made and laser cut myself. And I might start selling those. They're quite good. They're kind of a take on the I can't remember the name of the company now, but my material comes pre-painted black on one side. So when I cut it, you get black edges and you get black one side, and it looks a lot tidier than just bare MDF, I think. Yeah, much nicer. Maybe not quite the same quality, but also cheaper, so there's always that. I suppose I've got a bit of an unhealthy obsession with hoarding paint as well. So I've got speed paint, I've got a load of Tamiya paint that was gifted to me, thankfully, or thoughtfully, from an old colleague of mine. I've also got some Vallejo Model Air colours, some Vallejo Gain colours, a few Citadel paints, a load of contrast, and some base paints that I picked up in a bundle. And some Death Guard that I then sold on. And what have I just picked up? Some Scale 75 fantasy colours or something, and I've had a little go with them, but I don't know if I need to mix them better or something, but the coverage was pretty terrible. They were very thin. I knew they were going to be thin, but one review I did see of them said the coverage was very good, but that's not what I've seen when I tried to use them, so I'm not sure what to do about that yet. They've got some nice metallics, and I thought about using them for my Votan, but it didn't quite fit, but that might be because I tried to use orange cloth again, with a green metallic on the armour panel. I'll try and find it on another stream and show you guys. It didn't work very well. I didn't really like it. Too much water. Just drop that paint on the side of my painting desk as well. Not quite. So I think in terms of stream quality, I think I probably need to up the audio volume a bit, but let me know. I'll try and move the mic to a better position, more in front of me because it's at the side of me at the minute. So I'll have a go at that for another day. The video at the minute is kind of the video. I need to work on the settings for the camera to see if I can get it not to time out. But I'm not going to be buying any more camera equipment for the foreseeable because that's expensive. My digital SLR was kind of a gift. Used to do some not even amateur photography, but just for fun, just as a hobby really. For Clubman rallying. So yeah, fortunate to have that. The webcam is cheap. The microphone is quite cheap. five fine, off Amazon. The webcam, yeah, cheapo, Logitech ripoff. I do have a Stream Deck, but that's from when I was doing those gaming streams. I actually quite like that. It's good to be able to bang these background stuff on. It was great for that because we were going for 36 hours on that gaming stream for charity that was during lockdown, so we did that for the NHS, me and a few buddies, and having a stream deck for that was really quite useful. Make a bit of a mess. One of these armour panels, but speed paint version 1 reactivation. Yeah, it reactivates. Actually, it's really handy sometimes, I think. It's nice just to be able to wet your brush and pull that paint off. I haven't tested how long after you can reactivate. I don't know if it's forever. I guess if you're really worried about it, you just matte varnish over it and that problem goes away. But yeah, I know it's a bit of a problem for a lot of people. I actually really like the fact that you can do it. Get this guy's big bold napper coloured. So he's got a gas mask on. What am I going to do with that? His eyeballs are filled up a little bit. Brushes. So if I'm doing anything that I want to be a bit better, if I'm not rushing, I suppose I am rushing this, but so I've got this Winsor & Newton Series 7 size 2 that I'm using tonight. Oh, that camera's dropped out, 2 seconds. Yeah, they were a gift from my wife. I was using some cheap brushes off Amazon. Can't even read the brand on them, but yeah, I was using these from Amazon for quite a while, and my wife got me a set of Winsor & Newton, a full set of Winsor & Newton Series 7, and they're great. I like them. I like them a lot. But that's it. I don't have any other brushes, apart from just cheapo ones and a few cheapo Games Workshop ones because Games Workshop got brushes, from my opinion, are pretty dreadful. This brush needs looking after a bit more. What colour is that gas mask going to be? Get some more of that grey on. He's getting there. As you can see, I'm chatting away and faffing a bit. You can get paint down on these pretty quick, and it will do a reasonable job on the tabletop, I think. Let's try and just get a bit more of this orange on a couple of places, make that pop. Probably pop. There's a lot to be said for Snapshot. It's got its place, I think. And I just want to see if I can figure out the quickest way for me to do things. So can you see? I don't know what the focus is like on this camera. Probably terrible. Yeah, this one's a bit messy. I haven't paid enough attention on this one. Look at the back there. It's all over the armor panel. So I'll I might just get some, let that dry. There's a lot of moisture around there. Just let that dry and clean that up another day, maybe with just a bit of normal paint, and go back over that. So yeah, if I move that, wonder what that's like. Maybe that's better. It's a bit more in front of me, facing me a bit more. It's a bit in that camera, but it's out of the main camera now, I suppose. It sounds a bit better in my headset. What colour shall I do as gas mask? There's no need to get silly, I suppose. That's difficult. I'm going to go with the grey rather than the black. You don't want to drown anything else out too much. And just wash it into those details a bit. Yeah, look at that. So I'll probably go back and dot his eyes. I could. I wonder if I can just. So I've got some red on my palette that I've been using for those shotgun shells. See if I can just drop a tiny bit of that into his eye recess and see if that'll work. Oh, I'm failing at this. Come on. Interestingly, that red contrast rate tastes okay. If that's a factor in buying paint, to the taste. As Miniac and Ninja on the say I'm a brush licker. I've got a Ninja t-shirt on. I think he is probably my favourite streamer. I started watching Guy for Midwinter when I first started painting, and quickly come across Miniac and Guy, and Jay for me under battle. Yeah, great channels. Great channels. I think I'm going to call it a night there. If you did stop by and watch anything, thank you very much. If you didn't, why not? You're not here to find out, so screw you anyway. And I'll be back hopefully in a couple of nights to continue painting all these. So what am I, nearly 3 down, 14 to go. Pretty poor speed tonight, but hopefully I can pick that up over the next few nights and see if we can get these wrapped up, and maybe wrap up this video that I want to do around it. I've done a load of shooting for it, some talking head shots and some panos and process of what I've done, so if I can put that together and publish it, I think that'd be good. Anyway, thank you very much, good evening, good night, and hopefully